Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 4. I can't believe we're about a little bit more than halfway through the course. We just have a few more weeks left. You guys have been doing an amazing job with balancing out the course load. I know it has been pretty intense because I've been busy trying to keep up with grading and everything, but it has been truly a pleasure. So thank you all for your patience and me trying to get materials back to you guys in a timely fashion. I know it's so much for me to read in so little time, so I thank you for your patience. So let's jump right in it. You have 5 assignments that are due this week, and 3 of them are discussion posts. So the first one is this discussion post around cultural competency. So after reviewing the cultural competency resource and you read through that, you will complete the readings on race, gender, sexual orientation, and then respond to all the prompts in your initial post that is due this Thursday. So the first one is combining what you read about cultural competency this week and your own interpretation of this concept and provide a definition of cultural competency in your own words. So this is a topic that is so important in the field of social work, given that we work with various cultures, various social economic backgrounds, very different family dynamics. So, cultural competency is almost a foundational skill that I think, as we embrace new people and new cultures, is something that we're always open to learning, but also understanding that even within the complex dynamics of various cultures in our society, people are just so unique and different, right? So, for example, I have a great deal of Hispanic friends, and some of them are Puerto Rican, some of them are Dominican, but even some of my Dominican friends, when we go visit and, embrace each other, there's different cultural dynamics that are very similar as far as their food and, authenticity around that. However, the way that their family dynamics operate are very different. So you can look at two similar cultures and still see differences within them. So, cultural competency reminds us of that component. So, I'm interested to see what your feedback is and how you guys receive it as important in the field. So your initial post is due this Thursday by 11:59, and then you'll go back and you'll respond to your peers, at least 2 classmates, by Sunday by 11:59. And so just be mindful of the word count. You want to make sure that you have a minimum of 200 words and a maximum of 500 and a minimum of 75 words when responding. So you want to make sure that you don't lose any points for that. So that's the first discussion that is due. So let's go to the next one. So the next one, the week 4 discussion, is Inside Life Outside Reflection. So after watching the documentary of Inside Life Outside, you will complete an initial post that answers 3 questions. So you want to make sure that you copy and paste these questions themselves so that you're answering the post so that your peers and instructor know which ones you've answered. So for example, the first one, everyone is going to respond to that, which is discuss the impact of race, class, and gender on this family's dynamics and their access to needed services. However, for the second one, you're going to get a chance to pick 2 questions that you're going to respond to. So you have questions 2 through 6. So you have some to choose from. So whatever ones that you choose, make sure you copy and paste and respond to those. So that initial post is due this Thursday, but you don't have to worry about following up with peers. It is not required, but it is, encouraged. So that is due this Thursday by 11:59. So please feel free to reach out with any questions around that. So that's your second discussion that is due. And then your next one is integrating a trauma lens into family work. So after reading the James article, please list at least 2 of the principles that resonated the most with you that you believe will be the easiest for you to recall as you move forward in doing family work with your clients. So explain why you chose these principles and how you will use them in working with your clients. So I don't want to spoil it. It's a pretty good read. So I want to make sure that you guys get a chance to look through that. So you want to respond to this prompt by Thursday by 11:59. And again, this is another one where you don't have to go back in and respond to any of your peers, but it is encouraged. So I'm interested to see what you guys take away from this article. So those are the 3 discussions that are due this week. And then the next 2 assignments that are due is you have your family of origin theory paper and then your final genogram. So really quick to speak to the final genogram, I will have those to you guys by Wednesday. I want to make sure that I've had a chance to go through everything and give you guys feedback. So I will be able to get those to you by Wednesday. These are due 11:59 on Sunday. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me once I give you feedback. I think that will kind of help so you can create your final genogram. Okay, and so that's one assignment that's due. And then your family of origin theory paper. It is a little bit more complex. It's going to encourage you to think a little bit more. But the cool thing is, since you guys have been working on your therapy theory grid, it allows you to kind of pick from what we've done so far. So you'll have at least 2 to 3 different family therapeutic interventions and strategies that you can pull from without necessarily having to go back in and reread some material. So for your family of origin paper, you will select one model of family therapy. So you will utilize structural, Bowen, communication, or contextual. So, and apply the model to your family of origin. So include all of the following parts in your paper. So this is extremely important. When you guys are writing your paper in APA format, please make sure that you have your subheadings as they are right here. Just as, the problem description, the hypothesis, you want to make sure that you outline those, but you want to also make sure that you create a cover page. So please don't forget, that is also a crucial part of the APA format. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick example that I would kind of try to breeze through as much as I can. So a problem description, I can take a student and his family that I'm currently working with right now, and we'll call him James for the sake of confidential reasons. So James' problem is very profound. James actually is a student who is currently in the 7th grade, who was recently discharged from a detention center, and I had him since 3rd grade, and now he's in 7th. So I've known this student for 4 years, and he has been experiencing maladaptive behaviors since kindergarten. So he has been in our alternative schools and alternative educational programs that I supervise throughout the school district in Delaware. And we have not been able to be successful due to the lack of family compliance with medication, family support. James comes from a single parent household with 2 other siblings. And so mom has been finding it difficult to feel supported since dad is no longer in his life because of recent incarceration. Mom has been working 2 jobs, which does not allow for her to always be home, which is when he usually gets in the most mischief, is after school. So he has been extremely aggressive with staff and peers, and he through an ABA, and you guys may have heard ABA strategies before, but through ABA I'm able to really figure out what is his need as opposed to what is his problem, right? As social workers, it's so easy for us to identify the problem, but what we're really saying is, here's the need, right? So the need for him through an ABA mindset is that he has a sensory need where he needs to feel loved. He needs that tender touch that he didn't always receive as a child, and as a young adult now in his preteen. So there's a sensory need, but there's also a need for attention, and he's not always asking for it in the most loving ways. So using concepts of the family theory, through a structural mindset, it kind of helps us to figure out that his role is actually one of what would be a father, right? So he's the middle child, but he's always helping to take care of his younger sister and even help take care of his mom when she's feeling down and depressed. So the roles in the family are very unique, and that some put more pressure on one's ability to perform and do different things than others. And I think that mom isn't always holding up her part of the bargain just because she does feel so burnt out, right? So using the structural family theory, it kind of helps me to kind of figure out everybody's role and then the function of their relationship. So they have a very unhealthy relationship because of the way that they communicate. So what I've been working on with this family is teaching them how to communicate effectively so that both parties feel heard and that there's actually growth within the family. So it has been certainly an uphill battle, but I think the family is quite open to it. So I've been doing some mapping. I've been doing some setting boundaries. There's a lot of profanity that is used when they communicate, so that boundary setting. So there's tons of interventions that I'm utilizing from the structural family theory. So that's just an example to kind of get your minds wheeling. I know sometimes it can be hard to feel like you can apply these things, but it really is applicable to almost every family you may encounter. So, you want to make sure that you pick a family that will allow you to go through all of these stages effectively. So you have that due, and that's due by Sunday by 11:59, in addition to your final genogram. So please feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns. I hope you guys have a fabulous week. And one last thing is the mid-semester evaluation. It is not mandatory, but it is helpful since this is my first time teaching this particular course, especially a 7-week course. So I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thanks. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.